futures report heavy losses this morning amid fears of an economic slowdown.
And Japan's Nikkei plunged 12.4% today as Asian stocks tanked.
European and Asian markets plummeting around the world, and we've been looking at futures, and they were more than 1,000 points down.
You're seeing what's happening. There's a bloodbath in the markets right now, and a lot of people are pointing the finger at Japan on why Bitcoin is crashing. I'm going to tell you exactly what this Japanese carry trade means, and then the next level, where if Bitcoin continues to crash, this is where I'm going to be a buyer, and we've been nailing these trades lately. So this is the market sell-off explained. Japanese markets crashed 20% the past 2 days because the yen carry trade is unwinding, and NASDAQ is now in correction territory. So Japan typically keeps interest rates low, so people borrow yen and make investments in higher yielding currencies like USD and the euro, which have been raising rates. Okay, you with me so far? The trade pushed down the yen, which increased Japanese exports and boosted local stocks. But the Bank of Japan raising rates and the US cutting it, so now trades are unwinding, or it might be the weak US jobs report. We're headed for a recession. I don't know. Jesse, what the F are you talking about? And if you're like me, you jump on X and this is your entire feed right now. When did you become an expert in the Japanese stock market? Well, last night, everybody. Last night. All right, well, let's talk about the Japanese stock market a little bit here. If you want to understand why the markets are collapsing, we got to watch this video right here. There's only about 20-30 seconds, and this explains the Japanese carry trade perfectly.
So, a basic carry trade is a foreign currency trade. What's the objective? Well, here's the basic idea. What you look to do with a carry trade is to borrow in a cheap currency so you can invest the proceeds in a more expensive one, and the objective is to take the interest rate differential and pocket it. So let's have a look at a quick example. So imagine, for example, I spot that the cost of borrowing yen, so I borrow 1 million of them. So I borrow 1 million Japanese yen because I've spotted the interest rate I have to pay is pretty much 0%.
And so the Bank of Japan has raised their interest rate. So people are able to borrow the Japanese yen essentially for free.
All right, Japan's been in recession for years and years and years. Recent events are not going to help, of course. And what I spot is, well, actually, if I invest in Australian dollars, they're paying a much better interest rate. I can get 4.75%. So what I do is exactly that. I borrow 1 million yen, and let's say at the moment there are 75 yen for 1 Aussie dollar.
So people would borrow the yen and then put it in a different currency. So if there's 75 yen for every 1 Aussie dollar, you borrow 1 million yen.
Million just divided by 75 to get 13,333.
And you'll end up with 13,333 Aussie dollars.
So why have I done that? Because here I can earn an Aussie dollar interest rate of 4.75%. So essentially, why wouldn't you do it? In one way, you're borrowing at zero to invest at 4.75%. It's money for nothing. And a carry trade is exactly that.
And so that is the Japanese carry trade unwinding in a nutshell. People are able to borrow essentially for free, and they can no longer borrow for free. And so now they're making less of these investments. And in fact, the investments they do have, they are winding them down. But what does this mean for Bitcoin today? And since I'm talking about Bitcoin and I'm talking about Solana, if you have one currency and you want to trade the other, you don't know how, I do want to give a big shout out to Houdini Swap. It is a sponsor for our channel. It's a really, really good tool for bridging. You can send, swap, bridge, all types of assets. I mean, they're talking about 4,000 tokens, folks. So, hey, I got all this Bitcoin, but I want to open a Solana long, or I got the Solana and I want to open a Bitcoin long. There you go. Big shout out to Houdini Swap. Well, I'm going right into the charts, and here we have the parallel channel that we've been trading in. And get these headphones off of me. We've been trading in this parallel channel for a long, long time, since March 15th or so. It looks like we peaked there at the 13th. So in the channel, and it looks like we have maybe broken the channel. And I'm going to tell you why this is not as scary as you might think. And then the next level I'm looking at, and then the level below that if things really hit the fan. So we click on 4 hour to maybe dissipate some of the fear. So you can see the daily candles here. We didn't close any daily candles outside of this channel. However, look how insane this wick is. So now, maybe there's a little bit of fear here. But when you click on the 4 hour, that's when things start to feel a little bit different. You can see the 4 hour candles trying to fight to get back into this range. But we've been out of the range on the 4 hour candles in the past. In fact, we did it kind of recently where we closed 2 candles for a total of 8 hours outside the range. And if you go even before then, folks, it was even more bearish right there. We peek into it, another candle, a third candle, closing the 4th candle, the 5th candle, the 6th candle, the 7th candle, all outside of the range before things got really, really bullish. And if we just kind of measure this move here, We got a 16% pump in 5 days. Now, what is the next level I'm looking at if we break this zone? Because there's no guarantee that we're going to close these 4 hours and then later the daily candles within the range. The daily candle right now still 6 hours away. So there's going to be a lot of fighting by the bulls and the bears. But I wanted to point out this blue line right here, and we're going to click on 4 hour just to see how important this is. This is right here at 53,400, 450. So you can see very, very close to a level of support right there. Price bounced off it right there on the 5th of July. So this is 4th of July weekend. There's a lot of volatility there. But we really got to go back to the previous cycle to see why this level's important. Now, we wick down, and folks, we're hitting some of the areas that we're hitting in 2021. So you can kind of see what the price is going to do in 2024 based off what it did in 2021. So this is 2021, and look at that right there. This was a perfect level of resistance right there, and another level of support. But folks, it is hitting this thing down to the quarter, like $1. And so when we're talking about Bitcoin, $50,000 plus, and we're hitting these levels to a T, just shows how strong that these levels are. So that was the previous level. That was very, very important in 2021. And when we look right now, it looks like it's important as well today. I'm trying to use the time machine to get to it, but boom, you can see it right there. Very, very strong level. So what is the next level? Some of you people with the sharper eyes, you maybe saw a little bit of a finger right there. I'm talking about this level right here. We're going to go ahead and draw a horizontal line just so we can see how important this level is. So we go here, click horizontal, boom. Let's catch that wick right there. This is the next level. It's going to be a hair above 48,000. Honestly, if you go to the daily, the 4 hour, maybe you can even push it a little bit lower. So 48,000, very strong level last cycle. I think it's going to be a strong level this cycle if things get more bearish. Now, this is according, whatever might happen geopolitical, what might happen with Japan stock index when it opens tomorrow, which will kind of be tonight at U.S. time. But 48,000, very, very important level, especially when you click on the 4 hour. You can just see how strong it was. It was acting as resistance for this bull run in 2024. And if we come back to the downside, is going to be important again. Now, 48,000 was important when things were bullish as we were starting our uptrend into October, November 2021. That was the cycle top, actually. You can see it acted as resistance on the way up and then kind of acted as support on the way down. You see it acted as resistance on the way up, and you can see it acted as resistance on the way down. And so honestly, it almost feels like a bearish level to me. But then you can see closer in the bull run period of the first half of 2021, it was a very strong level again, acting as support. Boom, perfectly right there, and boom, perfectly right there. This was in April, right before the sell in May walk away. So this was a very, very strong level for the bulls to hold on to, and the bulls were able to hold on during this bull market. Now, I think this is also going to be another strong level for the bulls to hold on to. And so I don't think if we crash below this 52,500 range, this will be the next level I'm going to be looking at, $48,000. And so 48,000 is my level I'm going to be watching. So you may be at home asking the question, DZ, what are you feeling about the markets right now? Do you want to open along? Do you want to just be short on the market? Well, folks, we actually are long. I am long in the market right now. You can see, we're doing pretty good in this trade. We're over 400% to the upside. Tweeted this out, and folks, we may have tweeted the local bottom, staying on the sidelines until now. I said this morning, Sol, strong support at $111. And I did the same thing with Solana that I just did with Bitcoin in this video. I looked at what was important last cycle. I will update this trade as I change my position. Folks, when you're looking at the 1 hour chart here, we may have caught a bottom, folks. We really, really nailed this trade. We're over 400% in profit. And so this is my super, super long, greedy trade position where I'd be opening it for Bitcoin. $48,200, $300. Also, look out for this $52,500 level. These are going to be very important levels to watch. But I just stay bullish. It was hard for me to see Bitcoin in the red without me thinking it's going to be green on the horizon. I do think it's going to be green on the horizon. And folks, hit that like button on the way out. I appreciate you watching this. I'm DZ, and I'll see you in your diamond-handed bags.